From a woman facing a preliminary hearing for serious charges.
We are requesting a preliminary exam in this matter. I believe we have all of the discovery.
Hold on a second.
To another struggling with financial disputes over unpaid rent.
So my husband gets paid again on the 21st. So that's next week. We're going to pay another $1,000.
These cases show just how Judge Simpson ensures justice and accountability. Starting with Ms. Wilson, a woman facing a preliminary hearing as the court prepares to examine the evidence against her to determine if her case will move forward.
Court calls case People versus Monet Wilson.
You appear on behalf of the people.
Ashley Moulton, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Ms. Wilson. Please approach me. Monet Wilson.
Thank you.
We are requesting a preliminary exam in this matter. I believe we have all of the discovery.
Hold on a second. They need to. Good job, Al. Go ahead.
We are requesting a preliminary exam. I do believe all of discovery is complete.
People have their witnesses available the 25th.
Do our best, Your Honor.
All right. Preliminary examination in person, February 25th, 2025, 9 a.m. before Judge Barr. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Now we have Ms. Richardson, who stands before the court after being caught using methamphetamine. Let's watch how Judge Simpson handles this.
Calls the case People versus Ronnie Richards.
Ashley Lonnie for the people. SovCit Karen on behalf of Ms. Richards, who is appearing by Zoom. Ms. Richards, could you please state your name for the record?
Ronnie Richards.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I have a plea form in front of me. Is that what we're doing?
That is correct, Your Honor. It's a no contest plea. The court should have the police report.
I do, and I've reviewed it. She's going to need to be in a quieter place, though.
I think it's the type of device she's using. Ms. Richards, is there a way for you to go somewhere where it's less ambient noise?
There's no noise. I mean,
That's the correct term.
Jesus. Andy. He don't use those big words in Genesee. Anyway, go ahead.
Do you put the
Yeah.
on? This one?
Okay. I think they're kind of. I have before me a plea form that indicates that she's going to plead no contest to the charge of use of methamphetamine. That's a misdemeanor, the 1-year misdemeanor. Upon her successful no contest plea to that charge, count 1 would be dismissed. That's the court's full understanding of the agreement.
Yes, Your Honor, that is complete. Agreed.
I'll give it a shot, but I don't know how far we're going to get with this. Ma'am, can you please raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes.
All right. State your name for the record again for me.
Ronnie Richards.
All right. You can put your hand down. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading no contest to the charge of use of methamphetamine. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and $2,000 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. 2 things I have to make sure that you understand. The first thing is that it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court's going to treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You also understand, ma'am, that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge Barr in the 14A2 District Court.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
All right. Basis for the no contest plea, counsel?
Potential civil liability, Your Honor.
All right. So, ma'am, to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest?
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, I do. I understand. Thank you.
All right. Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that? Well, you're going to have to say that again. You broke up there.
I understand.
All right.
Did it go through?
Okay. You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right, ma'am?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Are you on probation or parole?
No,
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
no, sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right. Court has been provided and has reviewed Michigan Department of State Police report for their case number 5582-23. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor.
None, Your Honor.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
We're satisfied.
You have, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's no contest plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed.
Your Honor,
A pre-sentence investigation and report is ordered at 14A2 probation.
we would just stipulate to the lab as well, Your Honor.
Understood.
Thank you.
Sentencing in this matter,
10 a.m. before Judge Barr.
March 11th, 2025, 10 a.m. Judge Barr.
Okay.
Thank you so
March
much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Any-
Bond
Thank
will
you.
continue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
This time, we have Ms. Hamilton.
Court calls the case of Covington Apartments versus Letitia Hamilton.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Viscounty, P61756 for the plaintiff.
Natasha Hamilton and Massey.
Natasha here,
Okay, I need a cameraman.
working on it.
Okay.
We there?
Yes, I'm here. Well, I don't see you, but we'll.
I don't know why.
Mr. Visconti, how much is owing on this?
Your Honor, we have rent to retain of $1,380.20. Court costs of $216.40 for a total of $1,596.60.
Ms. Hamilton, how were you intending on getting that paid?
I just needed a little time.
I'm sorry?
I just needed a little time. I'm definitely going through a little bit of a hardship. I applied for some assistance, but I'm still working on my payments.
Okay, so when were you going to get this amount paid?
As soon as possible. I have $500 that I'm having into the office before the end of the business day today, for sure.
Okay, so if you have 500 today, then you need about another 1,100. When are you going to get that paid?
As soon as possible. I'm
Okay, I can't,
currently.
Ms. Hamilton, I
Yes.
hear you, but I can't order as soon as possible.
I understand that.
So when will you have it?
By the end of the month. Can I say that? Is that fair?
I don't know. Mr.
That works for
Visconti?
me, Judge. I would agree to
Okay.
entry of a judgment with a 2/28 writ date, please.
All right. So I will enter, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to find no tribal issue after a hearing on this matter. I'll issue a judgment for the amount claimed of the 1596.60 with a writ date February 28th.
Thanks, Judge. We'll submit an order.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you, Ms. Hamilton.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Just like in Ms. Hamilton's case, Ms. Miller here is also caught up in a rent trying to negotiate a payment plan.
Court calls the case of West Ridge Mobile Home Park versus Ada Miller.
Right there.
Hello, Ada Miller here.
Hello. All right. What's plaintiff's claim?
Right now, we're at $1,005.80, cost of $183 for a total of $1,188.80.
1188, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. And Ms. Miller, how are you going to get that paid?
Well, I do have questions because at the last meeting, it was $904.
Yeah, I noticed that too. What was your just base? Hang on a second, Ms. Miller. What was the numbers you just gave me? What was the amount of rent versus cost?
$1,005.80, Judge.
1,000. $5. Okay. All right. And then you had the cost it. So apparently the number that I have or had at the last hearing did not include cost.
Oh, okay.
So what happened, did not include your court costs. So the $994.73, which is what I have in my file, but I wasn't the judge that day, would have been just your base rent. There's court costs also on that. But the difference between what the base rent they're claimed last week and now there's had to be a late fee. It looks like a late fee got put in.
So we had a meeting in December where you were going to write a writ, $663 for January 13th. Paid that. And then the following week, I paid the remaining balance of January, which was $403. And then the office sent me a note telling me that I still owe $300 for court costs for something for January. And we had never went to court for January.
Okay. I'm not sure I know anything about that. Because I don't have the previous case.
No worries. So the total is now $1,183.
I think it's $88.
Correct.
88.
Okay. I planned on paying the $944 on the 21st, $994 on the 21st, but I won't be able to pay the remaining balance. I guess that would be the court fees until March 7th when I receive my next check. And that's the same week that I should be receiving my income tax.
Okay, let's do it this way. All right, Ms. Rowe. How much is your monthly rent?
$580
Okay.
plus a water bill, but that's included. That's not included in the $580.
Okay, I got you. So that's your monthly rent. So let's do this. You're gonna pay the $995 on the 21st.
Yes, sir.
All right. The earlier you can pay that, the better off. Okay.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is I'll adjourn this case to February 21st, 2025 at 1 p.m. So if you could, do you get your check where you can pay it on the 20th or you got to pay it on the 21st?
I have to pay it on the 21st.
Okay. Can you do it before noon?
I should be able to.
Okay. Get that paid before noon. Let's come back on the 21st and let's just then figure out what we're going to do with that court cost balance and knowing that we may go into March before you get another check. Okay. Let's work it that way for you. Okay.
That works for me, sir. Can I have a Zoom meeting as well? Is that possible?
You'll have to submit the form, the request.
I'll do that. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, Ms. Miller, it may be, and I just want to think about it. It may be on that date. I may say I'm just going to issue a judgment for that amount, lock that figure in without March. Okay. But I just want to see where we're at. Okay.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Take care. You have a great weekend.
Still on tenant-landlord rent disputes. Our last case centers on Ms. Arang.
Augusta Woods versus Tanya Rusnak.
The plaintiff.
Or Tanya Rusnak, I guess it is. Hello.
Hi.
Your name?
Tanya Pop.
Tanya.
Pop. Rustic.
You might change the name. Yeah. All these names on Valentine's Day. I don't know what that's about. Anyway. All right. So what's plaintiff's claim on this?
Well, right now we've got 4421.03 plus 179 for $4,603 total, and that includes the $1,000 that was paid on the 11th. I believe you had intended to do that before the next hearing.
Okay, so right, because what had happened is did that in February rent clicked in. Got it. Okay. How are you gonna
So my husband gets paid again on the 21st, so that's next week. We're gonna pay another $1,000. And I have an appointment with Hawk March 5th with Autumn. Because by then we'll have the 3,000. It'll be down to the 3. I
Oh, but
already
it
did the intake.
won't be.
Um,
And the only reason I say that is your husband gets paid next week on the 21st, right?
Yeah, we'll make more than the additional after the 21st, obviously, because March is also kicking in.
Right, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And so how much is your monthly rent?
With everything, it's about 670.
670?
And then we have a mortgage outside of that.
But the mortgage, is it included in this?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, no.
So
I wish.
well, I'm trying to figure out how we get this figured in. On the 31st of January, you were gonna pay 1,000. The claimed amount, Mr. Ingram, that was given to the court at that time was $38.19, including cost.
I have the paper.
Hang on. We were gonna pay 1,000 by the 7th, which would have brought her down to $28.19. If she had paid it that day, it would have brought her down to $28.19. If her monthly rent is about, I'll just say 700, then that might bring her to 35, but I don't get to 46. It's just my math.
Are you speaking to me?
No,
Oh.
no, I'm asking Mr. Ingram that partially because of what you said, and I see why you're saying it, that if her rent is, if they pay 1,300 by the 21st, even then when March kicks in, that's why you're saying you'd be at 3,000. With the figures that Mr. Ingram's giving me, that wouldn't work. Because if her March rent clicks in with the figure that I have now, she's going to be at about 5,200. Pay 1,000, she's going to be at 4,000 somehow.
So what's your question, Judge?
My question to you is, on the 31st of January, plaintiff gave me a claimed amount of
I believe that
$38.19.
right. I think the numbers at the last hearing, I may have given an error, and I apologize.
Okay.
You have the correct figures now.
Got it. And then she was going to pay the 1,000 by the 7th, which then would have, okay. So let me ask you this, man. The 46.93 or whatever it is, you agree with that figure?
Yeah, we have 4,672 cents.
That's owed.
That's due, yes.
Okay, so you agree that that's what's due?
Correct.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna pay 1,000 by the 21st.
Yes.
All right. So,
or not on the before it, but my husband gets paid the 21st. So thereafter, yes, it will be paid 1,000, and then we have to make up the gap difference by the 5th for Hawk to cover the 3. Because he doesn't get paid again until the 7th.
Right. And I guess that's what I'm getting at. Is if I just bring your March rent in, you're going to be at around 5,300. You pay 1,000 off of that, you're going to be around in the $4,300 range. And then that means is that by on the 6th, if you're approved, you still got to come up with $1,300.
Yes. Which I won't be able to do until the 7th. And that was something Hawk is aware of. Also, truthfully, I'm hoping my taxes come in by then. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay, let's do it this way then. Since there was a mess up on the numbers, because I probably would have said something earlier. The math, what you were going to do, the math made sense to me.
Okay.
But with this new number, I see so that's where we're at. I'm going to adjourn you out to the 28th. Okay. 2025 at 2 p.m. And that way, just check and see where we are, knowing we're going to click into March, and then you've got your Hawk appointment on the 6th, right? 5th.
At 10, yeah, with auto.
Okay. So then if we have to go out one more week, at that point, we'd expect a payment. We might know something from Hawk.
We should be able to come back to full circle, yes, by then.
Let's hope, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ms. Powell. All right.
Yeah.
See you in a couple weeks.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.